Hello friend, welcome to my channel Health is Wealth. Today we talk about health benefits of coffee. For most people, moderate coffee consumption can be incorporated into a healthy diet. Who said that moderate coffee intake, about 2 to 5 cups a day, is linked to a lower likelihood of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, liver and endometrial cancers, Parkinson's disease, and depression? There are 4 types of coffee bean: Arabica, Robusta, Excelsa and Liberica. All 4 have radically different taste profiles. In this battle over health benefits, coffee comes out on top. Coffee drinkers can raise a mug to fiber, microbiome health and lowering risk for cancer and diabetes. But tea drinkers, do not despair. Tea is undoubtedly good for your blood pressure, cholesterol, stress levels, mental health and productivity. The kidneys filter waste and extra water out of the blood, producing urine. And there's good news for coffee drinkers. Studies also show that coffee has protective effects on the kidneys, thanks to antioxidants. Drinking coffee is associated with a lower risk of developing chronic kidney disease. A general rule, you can assume that an average 8-ounce 240 ml cup of coffee offers around 100 milligrams of caffeine. Several sources suggest that 400 milligrams of caffeine per day, the equivalent of 4 cups 945 milliliters of coffee, is safe for most healthy adults. The caffeine and chlorogenic acids (CGA) contained in coffee beans can help reduce inflammation due to skin problems such as eczema, acne and psoriasis. Additionally, coffee grounds are promising for fighting skin infection diseases given the antimicrobial properties of their CGA and caffeine. When people ask what country has the best coffee, Ethiopia will often be near the top of the list. Ethiopia has a coffee growing culture spanning centuries and growers in the country have perfected their craft. It also helps that Ethiopia is the country from which the coffee plant originated. Arabica is the most popular type of coffee, hands down. Depending on who you ask, many coffee enthusiasts prefer using Arabica beans due to its taste. Typically used for black coffee, Arabica beans have a sweeter, more complex flavor that you can drink straight. Caffeine has been said to increase your metabolic rate by 3–11%. The higher your metabolic rate, the easier it is for you to burn fat. So this is basically gold if you're trying to lose weight. Coffee is a drink prepared from roasted coffee beans. Improve overall health. Protect against type 2 diabetes. Control Parkinson's disease symptoms. Slow the progress of dementia. Safeguard the liver. Promote heart health. Reduce melanoma risk. Lower mortality risk. Coffee is a beloved beverage known for its ability to fine-tune your focus and boost your energy levels. In fact, many people depend on their daily cup of Joe right when they wake up to get their day started on the right foot. In addition to its energizing effects, coffee has been linked to a long list of potential health benefits, giving you all the more reason to get brewing. Coffee contains caffeine, a central nervous system stimulant that is known for its ability to fight fatigue and increase energy levels. This is because caffeine blocks the receptors of a neurotransmitter called adenosine, and this increases levels of other neurotransmitters in your brain that regulate your energy levels, including dopamine. One small study found that consuming caffeine increased time to exhaustion during a cycling exercise by 12% and significantly reduced subjective levels of fatigue in participants. Another study had similar findings, reporting that consuming caffeine before and during a round of golf improved performance, increased subjective energy. Some research suggests that consuming coffee regularly could be associated with a decreased risk of developing type 2 diabetes over the long term. In fact, one review of 30 studies found that each cup of coffee people consumed per day was linked to a 6% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. This is thought to be due to coffee's ability to preserve the function of the beta cells in your pancreas, which are responsible for producing insulin to regulate blood sugar levels. Plus, it's rich in antioxidants and may affect insulin sensitivity, inflammation, and metabolism, all of which are involved in the development of type 2 diabetes. Although studies have turned up mixed results, some research suggests that coffee may help protect against certain neurodegenerative disorders, including Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. According to one review of 13 studies, people who regularly consumed caffeine had a significantly lower risk of developing Parkinson's disease. What's more, caffeine consumption also slowed the progression of Parkinson's disease over time. Another review of 11 observational studies in more than 29,000 people also found that the more coffee people consumed, the lower their risk of Alzheimer's disease. According to some research, coffee could alter fat storage and support gut health, both of which may be beneficial for weight management. For example, one review of 12 studies concluded that higher coffee consumption could be associated with decreased body fat, especially in men. In another study, increased coffee intake was linked to decreased body fat in women. Furthermore, one study found that people who drank 1 to 2 cups of coffee per day were 17% more likely to meet recommended physical activity levels, compared with those who drank less than 1 cup per day. Some studies have found that drinking coffee could be associated with a lower risk of depression. According to one review of 7 studies, each cup of coffee people consumed per day was linked to an 8% lower risk of depression. Another study found that drinking at least 4 cups of coffee each day was associated with a significantly lower risk of depression, compared with drinking just 1 cup per day. What's more, one study in more than 200,000 people showed that drinking coffee was linked to a lower risk of death by suicide. Interestingly, several studies suggest that coffee could support liver health and protect against disease. For instance, one study found that drinking more than 2 cups of coffee per day was linked to lower rates of liver scarring and liver cancer in people with liver disease. Other research shows that the more coffee people drank, the lower their risk of death from chronic liver disease. Drinking 1 cup of coffee per day was tied to a 15% lower risk, while drinking 4 cups per day was linked to a 71% lower risk. Some research shows that drinking coffee may benefit heart health. In fact, one review found that drinking 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day was tied to a 15% reduced risk of heart disease. Another review of 21 studies showed that drinking 3 to 4 cups of coffee daily was associated with a 21% lower risk of stroke. What's more, one study in more than 21,000 people also found that increased coffee intake was associated with a significantly decreased risk of heart failure. Some research suggests that coffee could help extend longevity, thanks to its multitude of potential health benefits. For example, one review of 40 studies concluded that drinking 2 to 4 cups of coffee daily was associated with a lower risk of death, regardless of factors like age, weight status, and alcohol consumption. Similarly, another study in 1,567 people found that drinking caffeinated coffee was linked to a lower risk of death after 12 and 18 years of follow-up. Furthermore, drinking at least 1 cup of coffee per day was also associated with a lower risk of death from cancer. Coffee is often used as an ergogenic aid by athletes looking to improve performance and increase energy levels. An ergogenic aid is also called a performance enhancer. One review of 9 studies reported that drinking coffee before exercise improved people's endurance and decreased their perceived exertion, compared with a control group. Another study in 126 older adults found that drinking coffee was associated with improved physical performance and faster gait speed, even after the researchers adjusted for factors like age, belly fat, and physical activity levels. That's all about health benefits of coffee. Thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe my channel Health is Wealth.